This story is huge. Bloomberg deserves a world of credit, the news organization does, for breaking it down. There are a great number of problems with Koch Industries that they have outlined. Let me quickly run down for you the list of problems, and then I will explain them in order. So, they have bribed foreign countries to win contracts, which is a violation of U.S. law. They have done toxic waste dumping, another violation of U.S. law. They have done price fixing, another violation of U.S. law. We will explain all these in detail. Also, a little thing called an uncontrolled emissions of benzene, which is disastrous. That's, as you can tell, this is getting worse and worse. Another thing that Koch Industries has done is worked with Iran. They have made sales to Iran, another violation of U.S. law. And then we're getting to the two worst ones. You're thinking it's worse than uncontrolled emissions of benzene and working with Iran, something we've called a terrorist state? Yes. They've ripped off American taxpayers on purpose, stolen from us. Another violation of U.S. law. A lot of these they've already agreed to and paid fines for and apologized for as they continue to make money. The benzene story is a perfect example. I'll get to that in a minute. And finally, leaks in their pipelines that they were fully aware of that led to the death of 2 teenagers. And they paid a huge fine on that as well. We will explain what they knew. I was going to say and didn't know, but they knew it all. Let's get started. Let's take them one by one. So, Bloomberg story on the Koch brothers. First gives you an insight into the bribes that they paid to different countries and different officials to win over contracts. They did it through their subsidiary in France called Koch Brothers, and sometimes they would do this on a regular basis, where they would do this kind of dirty work through their subsidiaries and then go, what? We didn't do it in the U.S. A branch of our company that happened to be in France is the one that did it. What can you do? They had hired this woman named Ludmila Egorova-Faranes to be a compliance officer. Why? Because a German company had just paid a huge fine for doing the same thing. So they said, oh, look, we're going to comply and everything's going to be fine. And they brought her in, and she said, quote, I uncovered the practices within a few days. They were not hidden at all. It turns out they were doing the same exact thing. Now, you're going to be shocked to find out that when she reported that, later they decided to fire her. Wow, we didn't see that coming. And let me tell you some of the things that they admitted to, Koch Industries, in a letter that they wrote to the court in December 8th of 2008, when acknowledging that they had done this stuff, said, quote, those activities constitute violations of criminal law. Well, there you go. Nonetheless, they removed Fairness from her position in August of 2008 and fired her in June of 2009. And so who are the people that they tried to bribe? Officials in Algeria, Egypt, India, Morocco, Nigeria, and Saudi Arabia from a period between 2002 and 2008. They blamed it at some point on an official named Mr. Mausen who worked for them, but the court decided in 2010, quote, it was not Mr. Mausen alone who was given authorizations. It turns out it was high-ranking corporate officers and directors who were giving authorizations to bribe foreign officials. So, there you have it. That's point number one. They were bribing foreign officials, which again is a clear violation of the law. In fact, they even admitted themselves in court papers.